of True Masculinity Podcast live stream. Yes, man. We got to talk about this heinous situation out of Ferguson, Missouri, man. We got to get to it. Man. We don't care if they're trying to shut us down, silence us, quiet us, turn off our faucet, slow down our ability to make a change in an actual movement on the grassroots level as far as impressing upon the next generation a culture or a mindset that will progress us as a people. United we stand, divided we fall, man. We have to be able to delineate from the niggerdom, delineate from the self-hatred, the genocide. We have to be able to separate ourselves as FBA, as people of color, as foundational Black Americans in this country from the people who look to do us dirty, even if they look like us. So we have to make this delineation, this differentiation, whatever you want to call it. We have to be able to differentiate between friend or foe, man. Friend or foe, man. I want to hit that like button if you're jumping on in here. Hit that like button, you know what I'm saying? Watch this episode at a later date. Hit that like button, share it. They're trying to cut off our faucet, shut off the water, YouTube is, man. So we're just going to come out here and keep on pushing and promoting and doing what we got to do, man. But this story is a very heinous and disgusting story out of Missouri, right near St. Louis, out of actual Ferguson, Missouri. I know a lot of people remember that because of the Mike Brown, I think that was his name, Mike Brown situation where he was unalived by the police out there a few years ago. It was a riot, big ass situation. This is a town outside of St. Louis, man, just to give y'all some type of insight about the geographical location of this place. Excuse me, it's a suburb outside of St. Louis, man. St. Louis, man. It's called Ferguson, Missouri. Actually passed by it on the way out here to Colorado from North Carolina when I moved out here last year. So yes, man, we got to talk about this situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, they would love to silence a powerful voice, man. A voice who is going to motivate the people to want to do better, man. So like I said, I appreciate still having a platform that we can still, get out here and push this message and do what we got to do. It does suck that they're trying to take away my monetization and my ability to be monetized and make a little small piece of change off of my messaging, but the message still remains and the importance still remains. So yeah, man, got to go on this situation, man. As sad as it may be, as disappointing as it may be, as disgusting as this act is, man, that this man committed in this whole situation, yeah, man, we got to get to it, man. We got to talk about it. So the story is, like I said, I'm gonna play some of these videos. A father had his life taken, as you see right here in the caption right here. He's killed after reporting daughter's rape, refusing $12K bribe, police say. A real good dad, man, who reported rape. Father killed after refusing $12,000 bribe, man. So yeah, my biggest thing is just the organized crime of it all, man. We love to say Black folks don't have a system of organized crime. We're not complicit in crime. Black people are not protective or protecting of degenerate things, but this is a prime example of a Black person being terrorized by Black people. And when we say this, we're not saying this to try to be, like I said, get any butter biscuits or getting on the side of anybody of the conservative white crowd, man. This is just Black folks like myself. Like I'm nobody's puppet. Shout out to the Tariq Nasheeds of the world who love to sweep things under the mat. Love to sweep the degenerate issues of the Black community under the mat. So we gotta push back on certain folks and certain narratives that they love to create out here for whatever the fuck reason, man. So TMP, hit the like button if you're jumping on here. But yeah, man, if as a Black person, 36 years old myself, man, I've live some. I've been able to experience, see things, see the world for what it really is, man, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And to say black people, we don't have a crime issue in America is intellectually dishonest, man. 1000% intellectually dishonest. So we got to push back on that. Got to speak truth to power. We got to have strength, courage, guile, resilience. All the above, man. We have to be able to fight against the people who, like this gentleman, want to hush you up, man. They want to bribe you, silence you. They do not want accountability and checks and balances over their behavior and actions in our communities. And as we say before, I've been known this to be true. I've been known this narrative to be true as far as dealing with my own community and being a black person in America. I've been known it to be true as far as a lot of black folks are selfish. They're selfish. Their own needs and desires come before your needs, desires, and peace. Honestly, like this man, unfortunately, whatever the situation happened with his daughter, apparently she was lured after she got off a school bus with to go with an adult man, and he, molested her, and whatnot. So, man, we're just gonna play this video and get some more insight from the actual news, man. TMP.
This year. Ferguson Police Chief Troy Doyle says Corey Warren's killing was calculated and personal. On July 8th, officers say Corey Warren was shot through the glass door of his Ferguson home that you can still see 3 months later.
It's real good, Dad. I couldn't ask for a better neighbor.
Investigators say Warren was shot after refusing a $12,000 bribe to stay quiet about charges against Lavore Harmon, accused of raping Warren's daughter. Prosecutors say Harmon, his uncle Anthony L. Young, and cousin Anthony D. Young coordinated Warren's murder with their associate, Andrew Klaus, who later that same day was also shot and killed. All three men now face 2 counts of first-degree murder, armed criminal action, and felonies like statutory rape.
I would have never thought something like this would happen around here.
One of the most... Fuck senseless. This is just heinous. This is heinous. It is senseless. It's heinous. It's just so low down. It's just so low down of our community as a people. It's so deplorable and low down, man. It's not enough that you took this man's child innocence. You took the innocence from this man's child, molested her, just indulging in just lascivious acts against this minor. You just low down, man. Like I said, it's not enough that he felt so emboldened that he could take this young child's innocence, molest this guy's daughter, and he thought he could just pay her off. He thought her box was worth 12 grand. His silence. He thought he could just shut this father up and not be called to justice if he could just give this man some money. I don't know if he's probably out here selling drugs, whatever. He's a local drug dealer in this area, this county. But he thought he could just buy this father's love for his child, man. $12,000 is what he thought his daughter's innocence was worth. This man, and then when he refused, when he continued to do what any father would do, which is pursue charges and justice for his daughter who had her innocence taken, his life was taken by people who look just like him. By people who in our community would swear the white T man or the white T woman is the biggest detriment, the biggest enemy, the biggest perpetrator of violence against melanated and black people and FBA people in America. These same people will claim you're safer amongst your own kind. They would claim that it's the white T man who would do lascivious, disgusting acts, degenerate, immoral acts like this against your children. It is the white T man who would want to cause destruction and chaos amongst your community. It is the white T man who would try to bribe and pay you off and and silence you so he would not have to be called to justice. But we don't see these. We don't see these continuous crime stories and news articles about situations where the white T man is doing incidences like this, man. Acts of violence and crimes against nature against their own kind, man. Let's be real.
A key witness in a disturbing statutory rape case was gunned down in Ferguson.
Let's be real. And then, instead of being man enough to accept your fate, they went on a killing spree to try to cover up their tracks as far as the people who were involved with this murder. So we're talking about just, I mean, of course we're not going to group all black folks into these with these degenerate, low life, ignorant ass Negroes right here, man. But I'm telling you right now, don't let this be a one-off. Do not let this go. Do not be remiss and just let this go unchecked or unheard. Do not let this just blow by you as just a random act of ignorance. Let me tell you, to be this calculated to want to think he gonna bribe a father so he'd be quiet about his child being sexually assaulted and raped, that is just the most low down shit I've ever heard in my life, man. One of the most low down things. Like, and I know it's a lot of men out here, a lot of piece of shit men that will probably take the money, you know, and there might be even feared. Obviously, his life was on the line, so feared or threatened into taking the money. But the fact that this father, man, was willing to die and lay his life on the line is a beautiful thing, man, for what's right. Because we do not have enough men like that in this world. We have too many devils, black devils, man, devils with skin tone that look similar to mine, man. Black, white tea supremacists, you understand? That are hell-bent on getting their way in this earth. They're hell-bent on tearing down your rights, your pursuit of happiness, your peace, your families. They don't value family. They don't value lineage. They don't value a tribe. They don't value community. They don't value continuity and togetherness. These niggas value the dollar, they value drugs, and they value sex and lewd acts. That's it. That's it. That is it, man. So we don't know the specifics of the situation, and regardless if it was statutory rape, we don't know what happened. We know that they're gonna sit there and probably try to paint this picture as if this underage child followed him and did some type of lie. Well, we know that these weirdos are gonna lie to try to cover their tracks, man. Because that's what they do, man. And we people as a community, we need to stop being complicit in lying for folks like this. We need to stop. We need to get on code. And as I said, delineate from the criminals and the criminal mindset that permeates in the black community today, man, and it radiates throughout the black community. We have to delineate and deny and detract and denounce these motherfucking lowlifes in our community, man. Look at these guys, man. Look at these men. Look at them. Just take a look at these dudes. Look at these niggas. They look guilty. These are niggas you wouldn't want to break bread with. You wouldn't want to walk across with. You know what I'm saying? Walk across and be neighbors with, man. These are dudes that just look like they checked out mentally. Look at their eyes, dead. This is a family of criminal-ass, bastardized, probably mama-raised Negroes, man. And they feel like they in St. Louis, which is a crime-riddled area, just like Ferguson. Ferguson, St. Louis is a crime-riddled, degenerate, low life. I rode through there. So do you want to question me? I've been there. I've been there. So you want to question me about whether I've been there and seen things? I've been there. I've seen the dilapidated communities. I've seen the downtrodden, dilapidated communities that you can see off the highway. I've been in the actual city. So you're not going to see, I've seen the crime-riddled, degenerate, impoverished areas that are all rampant in St. Louis and in St. Louis, East St. Louis and Ferguson. I've seen the good and the bad. So we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. I've seen the news clippings. I've seen the statistics. But yeah, these dudes think that they can act with impunity because they're living in a community, in an environment which is degenerate and deplorable. So they feel like they can operate with impunity. They feel like they can probably sell drugs, grape little girls, pay their fathers off, or threaten them with violence, and he'll back off. These niggas probably thought, man, I'm about to pay you $12,000. Damn, what more do you want? This is the type of mindset these niggas probably have, man. And then when he didn't take it, when he didn't take the cheese that most ignorant ass, degenerate, low life, more immoral niggas like themselves would have taken the cheese. When they chose, when a man like that father, I'm sorry, I don't know his name right now. I'm sure to come up in this video. When a man like that, that child's father stands up and has any type of morals, a moral compass, and a backbone, they couldn't believe it. They were willing to take his life to silence him. They said the money, they said, damn, like and when they seen he wasn't no ignorant coon Negro that would just step and fetch and hop and bob at that and jump at the sight of that 12,000 and ready to jump down his daughter's throat to get her to shut up and just destroy his whole relationship with his daughter over 12 G's. They knew they had to silence this man. They knew this man had something that they did not have, which is a moral spirit, a actual FBA moral spirit and compass, man. These men, these violent people, we have to admit that they have been compromised, man. I'm talking about the violent people, not just them. I'm talking about these violent, genocidal, homicidal, maniac black people in our community. We have to accept the fact that they have sided with the devil. They have sided with the YT supremacist mindset. And until we delineate and come to an agreement that these people have collectively decided that they will be on code with hatred toward their own kind, with degradizing their own communities, until we understand that these people are not like us. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. These are not our kind. These are not our people. These are people that are hell-bent with helping the YT man eliminate us and subjugate us and cause us to live in a life of deplorability and degeneracy. Once we figure out that these people are the enemy, black people as a whole in the United States we can really make some substantial progress. Excuse me, man. Try to say that 100 times. Substantial. We can actually make some substantial damn progress, golly. Excuse me, man. Hit that like button. Because Lord knows we need it, man. Make some substantial progress. Lord, I got to slow it down sometimes. But once we actually get to that point, we can start making some headway, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, this is a disgusting story. What the hell are the damn police doing over there? Somebody must have been stealing that Walmart this morning. Somebody's stealing in the Wally World. Somebody out here stealing in the Wally World. Let me go out here and look. I'm about to be nosy. Fuck it. Somebody out here stealing in Wally World. Yeah, man, we gotta call these folks out, man. Call them by name. You know, call them by name. Call them by their acts. You know, we gotta call them out by their acts and the fruit that their trees bear, man. We gotta stop, man. We definitely gotta stop letting everybody into our movements, into our community, into our, everybody, all skin folk ain't kin folk, man. As soon as we understand that, man, like I said before, we can definitely start making some progress, man. All our skin folk are not our kin folk. A lot of these folks have already, like I said, made a deal with the devil, man. Their job is to do what we think the white tea supremacists. That is their job. Their job is to do what the white tea supremacists, what we think they do. And that's the mind fuck, man, that we actually have as a community now. Like, that's the mind fuck, 'cause we don't know the enemy from a friend, from an ally, excuse me. Because these people are definitely not our friends, man. You know, just because we look alike, everybody that look like us is definitely not our friend, man. But we would think a lot of folks will at least be able to align ourselves with each other, you know, as a lineage. We have some type of loyalty to each other as a lineage. You know, in the least bit, you think we'd have that, you know, some type of camaraderie or togetherness just based off lineage. But we know that is not always the case, man, unfortunately. We know that is not always the case, unfortunately, man. Just riding through here doing my job, man, just trying to live life righteously, you know, legally. But yeah, man, these type of black folks are some of the worst kind that we have in our community, man. Imagine how just bold Imagine how bold and just outlandish you got to be to think this man's child's purity is worth $12,000, man. Like, just think about that as a person, man. Like, what kind of soulless scum bucket type dude you got to be to actually think this man's child's innocence is worth money, $12,000. Like, once again, I say this dude, in my opinion, I think he was projecting how he operates with this man. This is being 100% honest. I honestly do. I think he was projecting how he would do and how he would assume people in his predicament would do. He would probably assume, and then probably not even, man. That's the crazy part, because people are like, in the black community, it's such a double standard when it comes to things like this, man. That, to me, that's just the most disgusting shit ever, dude. Like, it is a double standard. Like, I can molest your daughter and bully you and bribe you, and you know, damn, if you don't listen, I'm gonna bring war to your doorstep. But this is the disgusting double standard of how black people work and function a lot of times. Let this have been this man's daughter. Let this have been LeVar Harmon's daughter. 3 counts of statutory sodomy, 1 count of statutory rape, 3 counts of neurally burning / exploding. Let this have been LeVar Harmon's daughter. This fake gangster in Ferguson, this wannabe ass, evil ass, country gangster ass motherfucker wannabe, bitch ass nigga. Let this have been his daughter or his loved one that got essayed. He'd have brought all types of war, just like he brought to this guy when he was wrong. So I feel like that is the hypocrisy and the double standard and just the disgusting nature of the black community. Let this have been his child that had her innocence taken by some random grown ass fucking man that pulled her in the house or pulled, you know, whatever in the house and took their innocence. I bet you he wouldn't have stood for it. I bet you he would not have been able to be bribed. So it's like, it's a double standard that's disgusting. And like, don't do it unto others what you would not want done unto you. And that is also something why I say I've been delineated and stay away from my own kind, because I know better. I know my skin folk is not always my kinfolk. I know these people don't want good for me. I know that there is a person that if they get a chance, they will do shit to my, do things, disturbing things to my family. That they would not done it themselves. They would harm me, harm my family. But if their child, they wouldn't want their child harmed. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't want to be harmed. They want to be able to go back and be healthy and be around their kids. But it lets you do something that they feel like is, disrespectful in the slightest bit, and they be ready to take your life. They be ready to try to do something like that to your kids. So yeah, man, like, we gotta wake up, man. We cannot be cool with this shit, man, no longer.
And the apprehension of these 3 defendants is a result of the hard work of combined police agencies, including the Ferguson Police Department, St. Louis County Police, St. Louis City Police, and the FBI, along with our office, the St. Louis County Prosecutor's Office, working in partnership with the U.S. Attorney's Office. While every defendant is presumed innocent, due to the diligence and the countless hours and cooperation of these law enforcement agencies, we are confident that these defendants will be held accountable. Now, I have assigned this case to Senior Assistant Prosecuting Attorney John Schlesinger, who is here to give you some further details. However, this is an ongoing investigation. There is not a lot that we can share, but I'm going to hand it over to John to offer a little bit more.
So I'm fairly limited on the information I can provide to you all at this time, but I'm going to share with you as much as I can that's been made available in documents filed with the court.
And ain't it fucked up that we got to go to the white man system for justice? Does anybody ever think about that? Like, these black folks, the dudes that committed these heinous acts against their own kind, and other people look just like them. They unalived his father. They unalived one of the witnesses. They tried to bribe the father. And isn't it amazing how we love to say how much we do not need the criminal justice system? Defund the police. BLM, Black Lives Matter. These cops are racist. They're trying to fucking kill and unalive us, man. Systemic racism. All of this. And isn't it funny that the same people who we just like with the SNAP benefits, the same people who we love to profess on all these damn dumbass platforms with this dumbass nigga mindset. Isn't it crazy how these are the same people who we look to get justice for us and actually to provide some type of punitive justice for us? This is the same system that structures this this society in which we live in, that keeps some type of structure and order in this society. Isn't that just alarming and funny as fuck? That you can sit here and cry about the white tea supremacists, the white tea supremacists, I believe. And they're the main ones here to protect your black ass. They're the main ones here to get justice for your black ass. If you'd have got there somewhere sooner, if you'd have told the cops after they bribed him, and actually, they might not have been able to swarm him and guerrilla, warfare him and get and get street justice on him, street evil justice on his ass, and hurt him through the door at his house. If he would have been able to call 911, he would have had more protection as opposed to just the streets. The streets would probably be with this guy, the graper. And the gangster niggas, because they afraid. So ain't it crazy? The only way that this young black man that got unalived just because he cared about his daughter's well-being and her innocence and justice being provided to her. Isn't it amazing? The only place he could have got justice, as opposed to trying to lay somewhere and wait with a weapon and try to unalive these guys, which he probably was fearful of because he went to the law, and he probably knew these guys, like, if they're willing to take his life and take another guy's life and burn up cars and evidence and all this stuff, he knew these guys were street level gangster motherfuckers who were willing to commit violence. But isn't it crazy? The only place he could turn, because the community wasn't going to stand up for him. We love to talk about how the Black Lives Matter, all this stuff. We know the community will turn their back on you in a heartbeat, especially because, like I said, when it's a gangster, drug dealing, gang banging type motherfuckers involved, families involved. So isn't it amazing how this young black father, the only resource that he had to run to was the YT criminal justice system. Just think about that. Just think about that for a second, bro. And we love to say, oh, turn it over to the black man. More black people need to be police, and we need to be in charge of the criminal justice system. All that sounds good. All that sounds nice. But what are we going to do about the culture, man? You know, what are we really going to do about the culture? You know, because at this point, we're complicit. You know, at this point, we don't have too many people in our culture who's willing to speak out and defend people's rights. We don't. So, yeah, I'm just conflicted right now, man. It just, like I said, it is sad that we got to turn to people like this, that lawyer, the law enforcement system. All of these people they're the ones who clean up the mess that the black folks make out here in this world, man. The degenerate, low-life, criminal-minded black folks make in this world and make it harder for folks just trying to go home and be a good father and go to work and just be, just be respected as men. Like these people make it 10 times harder on us as men, bro. And as black men in society, man, they make it 10 times harder on us, man. Just being real. Just being real about it. And the only place we got to turn to is the same people who we say try to oppress and disparage and oppress us and all these type, words we love to use, jargon we love to use, This white supremacist system is the only place where black people can get actual fair justice and protection. It's hypocritical, man. That ain't right. It's hypocritical as fuck. You gotta be honest about it. Have to be honest, man.
On May 19th of this year, our office charged Lavore Harmon with 4 counts, 1 count of statutory rape in the 2nd degree, and 3 counts of statutory sodomy in the 2nd degree. At-large warrants were issued for his arrest at that time. On May 29th, couple weeks later, Lavonda Harmon, the sister of Lavore Harmon, and another individual attempted to bribe Corey Warren, a witness in that pending case. She attempted to bribe the witness with about...
So the dude's sister, that low-life piece of shit, his own black-ass sister. What did I say about the community, bro? Like I said, this is a teaching moment. Stay the fuck away from your own kind in a lot of these places, man. A lot of these Democrat-ran cities, stay away from your own kind, bro. Delineate. Brothers and sisters that actually are conservative and actually have some type of moral fiber in your being and in your spirit. Stay the fuck away from these people. Teach your daughters, man. Learn them. Educate them. Protect them. Like, I don't know why this girl was even able to be alone and be snatched up in the house. Protect these kids. I say it all the time. We live in a dirty, fucked up world, man. Like, we have to arm these kids with mace, tasers, phones, everything that they can do to alert someone and get some type of assistance, man, because we are not living in righteous times right now, man. We're living in devilish times right now, dog. You cannot trust your neighbor, man. They said it would be time where they said, man, I'm telling you, we're living in some of the most corrupt, fucked up, turbulent times, man, where you can't even rely on your own people to protect you, man. You can't even rely on your own community. Back in the day, black folks had a sense of community and togetherness and unity. We do not have that whatsoever at this juncture in life, man. We talking about people who, as soon as you turn your back, they would go in and break in your motherfucking house, man. We talking about desperate, envious, jealous, evil motherfuckers and individuals, man. This dude's own sister, a woman who we would think will have some type of empathy for what a little girl goes through, but maybe she doesn't because she was raised degenerate and fucked up. Maybe she was great by her own brothers and shit and family members, and this is a degenerate, low-life piece of shit cum bucket too. Like, piece of shit bitch. Like, bruh, how low-life do you got to be to where you would try to protect your brother when you know he committed an evil-ass crime against a little girl and you're a woman yourself, man? Have you no empathy? Have you no pride? Have you no sense of morals? So yeah, this is why I say, and this is why I'm so harsh on my own FBA folks, man. This is why, man. This is why I say delineate and stay away from your own kind. This is why. This is why his own sister tried to work to be a liaison to facilitate a bribe, man. So just think about that shit. Think about how sick you gotta be to even join yourself in to try to protect a person like this, man. Brother or not, blood or not, sibling or not, bro. I don't give a rat's ass. Think about what type of a woman this is, man. Probably some fat single mama raised ass fucking dookie face looking bitch, man. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, man.
$12,000. Mr. Warren declined to accept that bribe. Ms. Harmon has been charged with tampering with a witness in a felony prosecution, and warrants were issued for her arrest. She posted a $100,000 cash-only bond. On July 8th of this year, Corey Warren was shot and killed by Andrew Klaus.
How the fuck these people got this much goddamn money to just be dropping and getting up out of jail? These niggas must be some major drug dealers in Ferguson. Too. That's probably gonna be the backstory of these folks. These guys got to be some major drug dealers. They're about to drop 12 cash. Is there to make bond on 100,000? These dudes got $1 million bonds when they shouldn't even have bonds. Let's talk about that. These niggas are capital murder suspects. Why do they even have fucking bonds? What are they trying to get money off of these damn evil ass Negroes? How do they even have bonds? Like, they must know something in Ferguson. They must know these guys must have some type of drug organization or money going on. Because why else would they get these fucking murderers bond? You don't get bond for murder. Like, what is going on? Murder for hire plight? You're not supposed to get a bond. That's evidence. Like I said, this country is corrupt, man.
At his home in Ferguson, Missouri. Andrew Klaus was later killed that same day. The vehicle in question, a white Kia, was set on fire and destroyed the same day as well. LaVor Harmon was arrested on the sexual assault case on July 11th of 2025. My office filed a motion.
So these Ferguson police didn't even think it was urgent enough to go try to find this violent offender. They should have had some type of task force to go find this dude. Like, this dude got the warrant sent in May, and then he didn't get detained. He's able to do all this criminal mischief and shit, bribery, murder, plots, and all type of stuff. And then he finally gets found in July. Like, what type of police work are they doing out there in Ferguson right now? Like, is this a black laden police force? Like, what is going on, bro? Like, y'all, man, like I said, y'all dropped the ball on this one, man. Y'all allowed this dude to run around. It should have been a precedent. It should have been took president if this dude raped the little girl. That should have been priority number one to y'all. You know, murderers and this guy. You know, because he ended up it went from that to murder. So it's like, bro, I'm telling you, the criminal justice system got to step up with that, man. Ferguson, y'all really looking bad as a law enforcement regime. Ferguson, Missouri, man. It's a black stain for y'all.
To increase LaVor's bond, and it was then increased to $2 million cash only. He's been confined in the St. Louis County Jail since. Investigation by multiple agencies over the past few months have shown that LaVor Harmon, Anthony L. Young, and Anthony D. Young orchestrated these murders by acting together and with others. Like I said, LaVor remains jailed on a $2 million bond. Both Anthony L. Young and Anthony D. Young are currently in federal custody on unrelated charges, but they each have a $2 million cash bond on these warrants as well. Thank you.
Must be drug. I'm telling you, these guys got all the indications of being a high drug trafficking crime family, man. But I'm telling you like this. Thank God for the criminal justice system, man. Thank God for the YT criminal justice system, man. Because imagine these guys unfettered, running amok amongst our community. Just the evil that they would impart amongst their own kind, unless you're willing to take these motherfucking devils out ourselves. You know, which we're, like I said, we're not organized. We're so mama raised and not enough men and militant that niggas like this, a couple men that are all on the same page, can just straight up run a city, a small little city or town like Ferguson, to the ground. As far as with their own impunity, they can run it like it's their own personal playground, which it seems like they were doing, you know, until it finally got big enough to where the actual law enforcement put their fucking foot down finally, after statutory rapes and organized hits. They finally put their foot down federally, and, you know, must have had some type of investigation on these guys. Like I said, the uncle and the son went to federal prison. They're in federal custody because they probably had a trafficking, or they probably had some type of drug ring going on. Because how else would you be able, the system be able to give up 100,000 cash bond? They're over there trying to bribe with 12,000, trying to lowball this man. Either way, like, it's just sad. Like, this is what they thought he was worth. This is what they think that you worth and your child's worth, 12,000, man. Not to say all the money in the world's worth that, but I'm just saying in general, like, it's just a snub and a disrespect to you, man, as a man. You know, they're trying to belittle you like you're nothing. You and your daughter like you're nothing. So these are your own people, man. These are the people that we say, if push come to shove, they'd have our back. If the shit really kicked off with the YT supremacists and things of that nature in America, we'd love to say that these people would align with us and be allies and have our backs. But when we're in times of peace, when we're not being, you know, these are no longer the civil rights era. These are no longer Jim Crow laws. You know, a lot of the things that we do on ourselves today is self-perpetuated, man. self-inflicted. So when we're living in times of peace, when we're not racially oppressed, subjugated, enslaved, we are some of the most biggest oppressors amongst our own selves. And that's all my message I wanted to get loose to this and get through to the people, man. It's like, don't believe the hype. Don't believe the Democune plantation. Do not believe it, man. Have a conservative value. Believe in God. Believe in family. Create a family, man. Create a trust in your family and create a lineage in your family that is solid, man. You know, solidified in God and in justice and in being righteous. You know what I'm saying? Do not allow these people to lie to you, man. Do not allow these people to think that these people will align themselves with you. We all be kumbaya and we all some type of, utopian society amongst blacks. It's not true, man. It's never been, even in Africa. Even today. It's tribalism, it's self-hatred, it's self-inflicted genocide. You know what I'm saying? We will never get into alignment when so many people have selfish morals and a selfish, devilish nature innately, man. So, and they're not willing to unlearn it. You know what I'm saying? We could love to say they got it from the white supremacists, but let me tell you this: the white supremacist has unlearned a lot of his things, or if he has not, they have went into hiding and seclusion with a lot of their rhetoric, hatred, violence, and all of these things that they love to put on these type of people in this community. Even the criminal justice system, man, they have checks and balances. They have body cameras, all these type of things that allow transparency to be prevalent. And like I said, black folks, man, we gotta do better, man. That's all I can say, man. We gotta do better, bro. It's not on them no more, man. It's not on them at all. It's on us. It's on us to protect ourselves. Because like I said, I do not believe if the rabbit got the gun in times of peace, look at what we do to each other, man. Like if shoes on the other foot, if we were the ones in control of our own country, it would be Africa. Let's be honest. It would be grapes. It would be guerrilla pimping. It wouldn't be based off justice and actual laws and things like that. It would be based off feelings, tribalism, evil, emotions, identity politics, guerrilla pimping, who got the biggest gun, shit like that, man. And that's what like I said, that's not righteous, man. That ain't right, man. So TNP, man, we gonna delineate, man. Hit that like button. True Masculinity Podcast, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in with me this morning. We're gonna delineate. And I don't care who it offends or what they got to say. I don't care if YouTube continues to blackball me and sabotage my page. It is what it is. We're gonna keep on pushing, man. TNP. Y'all ain't gotta put me on the live stream, man. We know what's going on the short stream. We know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?